What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out this video. If you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, it will be greatly appreciated. This is Larry Poteet Jr. I'm your financial planning strategist as well as your real estate agent. In this video, we're going to talk about being intentional. It's all about 2026, and I want to make sure that when it comes to this year, let's make one thing crystal clear. I want to make sure that when it comes to our finances, that we're not failing because we're not coming up with a plan. It's all about creating a financial plan, creating that structure, and making sure we have that accountability to satisfy and to exceed our goals. That's right. In this particular year, I want to make sure that I'm helping individuals and families in 4 areas. The first area is I want to make sure that we're being intentional about our finances, that we're looking at our finances on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, let alone on a monthly basis. We have to make sure that we're looking at our budget. Remember, our budget is the foundation of our financial plan. We have to look at the money that we're making, which is the income. We have to make sure we know what our income is versus the amount of money that we spend, which is our expenses. Remember, your budget is made up of your income versus your expenses. And so once you have an idea of every single dollar that's coming inside of the household, a lot of times we have an issue, or it's harder for us to track the money that's coming on the money that's going outside of the household. We need to track those fixed expenses as well as those variable expenses. When you think fixed expenses, we think our mortgage or rent, car notes, different utilities, and what have you. Those fixed expenses that pretty much you have the same dollar amount. When you think about your student loans, it's the same dollar amount every single month. Versus our variable expenses, which could be sometimes our cell phone bill, when you think about gas to put in your car, when you think about eating out, groceries, even miscellaneous items as far as personal care. If you get your hair done, your nails done, if you get massages, if you take vacations, all of those things can vary from a month to month basis. So we have to track what's going outside of our house. But also, we need to set up daily spending reports or daily spending tracking. So on a daily basis, we should see, okay, are we going to make Target or Walmart runs? How much are we spending there? Just because we have extra money in our bank accounts does not mean that it's extra money to spend. That's why your budget is very, very essential. And so that's one of the exercises that I want us to do going into this year, and being intentional, whether that's budgeting to save, budgeting to pay down debt, budgeting to purchase a home. Everything starts with the foundation, and we have to be intentional about making decisions based on our budget. Area number 2 is I want to make sure that we're building real strategies and not just guessing. And that's where your budget comes in as well. If you want to save a certain amount, you should be able to look in your budget and see, okay, I have an extra $1,000 in disposable income. I'm not just going to spend that on a vacation or a pair of shoes or a suit. I'm going to make sure I save $200 a month or $500 a month. But in addition to those strategies, we have to set out goals as well, whether that's on a yearly basis or even on a monthly basis. If you want to save $10,000 for the year, what does that look like on a monthly basis? What does that look like on a weekly basis or even a daily basis? That's how you build strategies. The same thing with building a strategy to pay off debt, to pay off a car, to pay off a student loan. We have to set out that long-term goal and then build a strategy on how can I knock that off on a monthly basis so I can get to that yearly goal. So building real strategies and not just a guessing game, not just guessing I have $500 in my account. or I believe that I can save $5,000 by the end of the year. Everything is in black and white, but like I said, everything starts with your budget. Third, we want to make sure that we're protecting what we build. So if we purchase a house, we want to make sure that we get a life insurance policy. So in the event that something happens to us, that our family is taken care of and that we can keep that asset in the family. We want to make sure if we're saving for a retirement account, we want to make sure that once we're able to retire, that we have more money than we have years left. We want to make sure that we can continue to spend because we saved a certain amount, so we're not outliving our money. And so we have to make sure we have insurance on our retirement account. We just don't want to leave our money in a retirement account and the stock market tanks and we lose a lot of our money. And so I can work with you guys on building a strategy and making sure that we protect the assets that we're building. When it comes to the fourth area, that entails building a long-term strategy and making sure that we're building long-term wealth or generational wealth, i.e. leaving a legacy. So we want to make sure that we have life insurance policies, but not just life insurance policies on the job. We want to have our own individual life insurance policies, one that we control, one that we define the requirements and the benefits that are within that particular policy, one that we can pass on to our dependents. We want to make sure, whether it's retirement accounts, whether it's homes, whether it's other investments, we want to make sure that we have a strategy to build those out and that we're working towards that. And that is not just a guessing game on, okay, I believe I can leave this for my family. I can believe that I'm leaving this for a sibling, a parent, a child, etc. So we want to make sure that we're sitting down and we're mapping that out. That's going to be a 1 year, a 5 year, a 10 year, even a 30-year plan. And so when it comes to that, please feel free to schedule a session with me. I would love to go over various strategies, various solutions with you guys. That's my ministry. I love doing that. I love sharing information and showing people that you do have various options. You're not just boxed in to one particular option or one particular solution. So those are the 4 areas that I'm focused on this particular year. As I said, 1 is to make sure that we get intentional with our finances. 2 is to make sure that we're building real strategies and it's not just a guessing game when it comes to our finances. 3rd, I want to make sure that we're protecting what we build. And 4th, I want to make sure that we build long-term and we're creating generational wealth, i.e. creating a legacy. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below on my channel. Make sure you share this video with everyone because I want to make sure that we know that we're being intentional this year with our finances, that we're building, we're creating strategies, and we're protecting what we're building. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Have a blessed day.